Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video we have this 2015 Toyota Camry right behind me. So the issue with this Toyota Camry, customer was complaining that the vehicle wouldn't start, and they replaced the fuel pump and ignition coils. Nothing's going on. So how about in today's video we try to figure out this issue and give the vehicle back to the customer. All right, so we're inside the vehicle now. So let me give you a little bit backstory on this. Customer was telling me he got to the point where the vehicle was not starting. And what he ended up doing is he said that there's some codes for the ignition coils, circuit codes. He replaced all the ignition coils, and as well, he said he replaced the fuel pump. Still not working. Let me see if I can show you this. This is a push button start. See if it does it. It starts for a little bit and then shuts off. So how about we look at what we have right here. So we're gonna get our top down Phoenix Max. Let's see, this is gonna be a Toyota. All right, let's do our scan. All right, so let's go to ECM and let's see what we have right here. So we read fault codes. We have P0351, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. So basically, they're all the same ones. And then we have some current ones. So we have a pending, current, and what else? History. That's all we have. We just have the same one of these right here. All right, so what are we going to do? What do we have to check out? I do know something about this Toyota in general. They normally have a 4-wire sensor. You know, some other vehicles have 2, some have 3. This one has 4. So this one, if I'm not mistaken, power, ground, and then they have like a trigger, which is called the, I don't know, TGIF, I don't know, IGT, I think, and then IGF. So there's like a trigger and a confirmation. So the trigger is the one that sends it to make the ignition coil spark, and then the confirmation verifies that the ignition coil is sparking. What we can do is that, let's look at a wiring diagram just to verify this. Now remember taking a class, but if I'm not mistaken, the IGT or IGF, one of those, they're tied in. So, you know, what's causing all these coils to throw this code? What's causing it to not turn on? We really have to brainstorm. Those are the only codes, and this is causing it not to turn on. So first and foremost, let's go to the wiring diagram. Let's see what we figure out and then go from there. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're on Pro Demand right now. And what I want to look at is we want to check out these ignition coils. So let's go to our wiring diagram. So we're going to go to engine performance. And as you can see, we have our ignition coils. This is 6 ignition coils right here. And this is a 4-wire ignition coil. Sometimes you have 2, sometimes you have 3. These Toyotas right here that have 4. So as you can see right here, we have B positive, an IGT, IGF, and a ground. So if I remember taking a class, I remember that the IGT, they have 2 things. One is a trigger and one is a confirmation. The IGT, if I can see right here, it has its own dedicated wire. It has its own dedicated wire. The IGF is actually connected to all the other ignition coils. And this is really crucial right here. Because remember, this code, or these codes, they're for all the ignition coils. It's not just one. So, like, if it was just a P0351, you know, ignition coil 1, I would probably focus on the IGT. But because this is through all the coils, I'm going to be looking at B positive, because as you can see, that's connected to all of them. I'm going to look at ground, because that's going to be connected to all of them. And as well, I'm going to be looking at IGF, because that's connected to all of them. Hopefully that makes sense right now. And then another cool thing right here that we can see is, you know, when we're doing our test, our positive, the IGF is next to the positive and the IGT is next to the ground. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing over here, red and then violet. So we can say that the red is always going to be next to the violet. Red and violet. I don't know why they changed it up over here. Actually, on 6, 4, 5, the power is red, and then on 1, 3, 5, the power is blue. So just remember that right there. But our power is going to be always close to the violet, and then our ground is going to be to our IGT. But let me see if I can find something else right here. 51. Something where I can talk about this. All right, this is really cool right here. Look at this. Let's read this. The ECM determines ignition timing and transmits the ignition, the IGT signal to each cylinder. Using the IGT signal, the ECM turns the power transistor inside the igniter on and off. And this igniter, it should be in the ignition coil. The power transistor in turn switches the current supply to the primary coil on and off. When the current to the primary coil is cut off, a powerful voltage is generated in the secondary coil, basically, sparking it. This voltage is applied to the spark plug, causing the spark inside the cylinder. As the ECM cuts the current to the primary coil, the igniter sends back an ignition confirmation signal to the ECM for each cylinder ignition. This is amazing information right here. So this kind of breaks it down what I was talking about. The IGT is basically sending the signal to the ignition coil to fire, and then the IGF goes back and then it lets the ECM know, hey, something's going on, we're getting activity. So remember, this car does turn on, it turns on for a second, then shuts off. So it sounds like we got at least some spark, and that's what the client was telling me. He's like, I get spark, I don't know what's going on. So next on this, let's go to the vehicle, let's do some tests. As we can see, like I said, we have 4 wires, B positive, IGF, IGT, and our ground. Let's go back to it. All right, so we're in the engine compartment now, and as you saw right there, we have 4 wires. So if we look right here, we're gonna have our red one, which is gonna be our power, our brown and black, which is gonna be our ground. Then we have our middle ones, which is gonna be the IGF and IGT. What I noticed is that the IGF is gonna be, basically, they're all gonna be the same wires. The only one that's going to be different is going to be the IGT. That's going to be the trigger. So the ECM is going to be sending a pulse to each one. And then the IGF is going to be confirming that it did fire. What I noticed is that the IGFs are right next to the power source. So what we're going to do, we have our scope over there, and we're going to go into the IGF, and we're going to see where our voltage is. So we're going to hook one end to the ground and then the other end into one of these power sources. So let's go inside, let's see how this looks, and let's see what we get. All right, so we're inside the vehicle right now. We have our scope hooked up and we have our leads hooked up as well. What I really wanted to test out is we have 4 wires. We have powers and grounds, and then our trigger and confirmation. So what I'm going to do is kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to check out the powers and grounds on this. I hooked up my power lead to the power side and then the negative lead to the negative side. And what we're going to do is just verify that we have 12 volts. Because remember, all of them are grounded the same. All of them are powered up the same. So that should be one of the checks that we should do. Let's check what we have right here. All right, here it goes. Let's see what we get. All right, so as you can see, we do have good battery voltage right here. We're about 12 volts. Vehicle's off right now. See, it's right between 11 and 13. So I feel pretty good on battery voltage. Another thing that we can do is just start this, see what happens. Goes up to around 14 volts. To me, that doesn't look bad. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the trigger. I'm more worried about what we see on the confirmation, because that is tied into all of them. Trigger, each wire has its own wire. So let's go check out this confirmation, see what we find out. All right, now we are right here, and we are connected to the confirmation, which is that violet wire. And let's see what we have. All right, scope turn on. What's our voltage? We are at about 3 volts. I don't remember, honest to God, I don't remember exactly what it has to be, but let's see what happens whenever we turn this on. Okay, so it grounds it out. We have a voltage of 3 volts, and then when the confirmation happens, it does go down. Let's go to about this. All right, let's see what we have. We can see it grounds out right there. That just doesn't sound right. That kind of voltage. So basically what I'm thinking is that the computer sends a voltage, and then when it confirms it, it grounds it to let you know where we're at. Boom, 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 boom. I don't normally see 2.9 other than being a biased voltage on some. I've heard some on wheel speed sensors, but let me do a little bit more research on this. Let me see if there's anything on this because 2.9 is just it's kind of crazy. But beforehand, before we go any further, I want to hook up to the trigger one and then see if we can see activity on the trigger while we have this one as well. So let's just try that first. I'm going to hook it up on one of the coils. Remember, I'm looking more at what is tied into all of them. The trigger is not tied in, but I just want to see the activity that we have when it shoots and when it goes. So let me hook that up first, and then we'll come back inside and then see how that looks. All right, so now we have 2 right there. Let's check this out before we start doing other stuff. Okay, so we can actually see our cylinders right here. So we have what's shooting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another one. So at least we know that our ignition coils are actually working. We can go right here as well. We have a trigger here, and then we got our command from one ignition coil, another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it goes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we can see that all our coils are shooting, all our coils are firing. We do have a confirmation on all of them. But one thing that I do not like I told you, is that low voltage. Even over here, I just never seen that low of a voltage. Let me do a little bit more investigation. Let's see what is going on, because this is a little bit weird to me, having that low of a voltage. I don't know why, that just stands out to me. Normally, when I'm thinking of voltage, is like 5, 8 volts or 12 volts. I don't know, I'm just kind of stuck to that. That's the stuff I do remember. Okay, so let me do some research. Let me see what we can find out and then go from there. All right, so I got on the forum and I found something really interesting. The IGF is supposed to be 5 volts. I did some little preliminary checks. Check this out. So as you can see, the voltage is still up. So what I started doing, as you can see, these are another brand. I'm not going to say anything, but you can clearly see that they've been replaced. All of these have been replaced. But check this crazy stuff out. So what I started doing is started disconnecting these, one by one. And then I get to this one, and look what happens. The voltage goes back up. I can connect this back on there, and as you can see, pretty much we don't get anything. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm going to try to see if the vehicle starts. Yes. Oh, look at that. Nice ground. As you can see, there's a missing packet right there. Oh my God. Let's shut this off. What ended up happening is coils he had on first, but he replaced them and he put some aftermarket ones, and it caused this problem. Look, I'm just going to show you once more. I'm going to hook up the brand new coil, put this on there, voltage on. Look, it will turns on, turns back off. Let's retry this one last time, and then try this again. She's on and running. What did I just witness right now? Holy smokes, dude. Now imagine just telling the customer, hey, I know you put some brand new coils, but they are bad. Has anyone experienced this? If you have, please comment down below. Let me know, what you had to tell your customer and all that, and how this diagnosis went. I'll keep this locked in. Luckily, someone put on the forum that these are supposed to read 5 volts. I knew something was off, but I wasn't too sure. So just let me, comment down below if you knew that it needed 5 volts, and probably Toyota Tech knew that. I wish I phoned a friend. If everything goes well, I'll put the coil. If everything runs good, I'm gonna post this video and I'll put it on the end. But I do want to bring up one thing. Last year we had a giveaway for the vision training event, and we're gonna do the same thing this year. If you want to be a part of this vision training event, I'm gonna put on the description down below, or I'm gonna pin a comment on what to do. This year, what we're gonna do, I think most likely we're gonna give a 4-day pass and a flight. Hotel, I'm still trying to get that. It's just the funds are crazy, but if you still want to be a part of it, just comment. I will tell you what to do. Last year's winner, he's a good friend of mine now. He loves this. He's good. I think he's gonna go this year. I'm not too sure, but there's a lot of people that when they go to Vision, it changes their life. Don't miss out on this, man. This is a free trip. But other than that, if you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Miles Mechanics. Hopefully y'all like this video, man. This was a crazy one. Now let's see what the customer says. Y'all take care. Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye.